So you join me in my E30, the car I'm most known for, and the car I've had the longest, is my E30 Touring, wide-bodied, and now has a 2JZ in it. Does it run? No. This is what I need to try and get going. So I've got a deadline. So that deadline was USC this year in August. Now this didn't make it to USC last year, and it also didn't have the 1JZ in it either. It had an M52 that didn't run right, the gearbox was shit, made fuck loads of noise. It literally made it 2 miles and I had to limp it back to my unit, and then I pulled that engine out, sold it onto someone else, and it was someone else's problem. Now this year, I want to get this running and on the strip. Now I've got a list. This is that list. Now there's a lot of stuff to do, even though the engine's in. So the engine's in, it's on its custom engine brackets, it's on its polybush mount, everything like that's good. Problem is, I've got other bits before it can actually run, and then more before it can actually drive. Now, car has been sat long enough now, MOT's run out, so it needs to be MOT worthy as well. That's now on the list of jobs to do. Now, engine-wise, adapt wiring loom. I've got 2 wiring looms with this. I'm going to be using the stock ECU because it's easy. I'm not changing the turbo, I'm not changing anything about it. It should run some in the region of 300 stock. That's good enough for an E30 Touring, at least just to get it down there. Then I'm going to be looking at the aftermarket max ECUs, just purely for changing turbos, making some nice power, but I want to get it running first. I want to have it driving. I want to actually enjoy this car this summer, and then next winter, we're going to make some decent power. Intercooler, got one, got a universal one, and exactly what it's going to mount is work out the tubing. So we're going to probably scan the front of the car, find out where the tubing can go, work out the best route for everything, get that in and done. Then we've got the clutch. Now I don't actually have the clutch in the car at the moment. It's got the adapter plate on it with a BMW GS553 gearbox. It's on the adapter plate. I've got the flywheel. I need to buy the clutch. When that arrives, we can put it all together, chuck it in the car, that bit's done. Along with that, I need to have a custom braided line or make a hard line extension to the custom braided line for the slave cylinder. Because of how tight it is, where the gearbox sits further back, very, very, very fucking tight, very tight. Prop shaft, I need to get the part that fits the gearbox. I also need to get the part, actually no, I've got the part that fits the rear. I need to take both them sections to a proper shop to have them welded together, balanced, so they're solid, and it should hold the power then, hopefully. Downpipe, I need to make a downpipe from the stock turbo. So it's already got a 3-inch back exhaust. I'm going to weld V-bands on each of them, because at the moment they're just slip joints. And then I'm going to V-band the downpipe. The downpipe's going to go up to the standard gasket for the turbo. And then when we change turbos, I can just replace that downpipe section or chop the top off and adjust it to fit wherever you need to make it fit. Cooling, so I have a radiator. Radiator got damaged when I moved it. So either get that one repaired or I've got the fork out for another one. Now the ones I'm using are for a S14 Nissan running the SR20 DET engines. They fit perfectly in an E30 and they'll work perfectly with my 1JZ. And then we'll put some nice big fucking electric fans on it. The cooling's going to be high priority on this. 1JZs run very warm. And if any of you know about BMW engines, the M50s, 2s and 4s, they love to run very hot as well. Cooling is a massive problem with BMWs, especially of this era, especially when you're trying to do engine swaps. And we've got not a lot of room in the engine bay because it's an E30. Actual car related parts. So we got the brakes. At the moment, currently, can't run a brake servo, brake booster. Can't run that because the intake manifold's in the way. Now I could change it to a plenum and then run boosted brakes, or I can get a Willwood kit, it's about £100, and it will transfer from the servo down to just a standard pedal box, no assisted braking, and then I need to make a bracket that will fit in that. There is a company in Canada that does it, but I'm not paying fucking loads of money to have it shipped over here when I'd like to make it myself. Body kit, I need to finish off the body kit. There's loads of shit on it. There's loads of random odd bits don't fit, need to make some brackets here and there, need to get everything just squared up and nice. Nice little rubber trims around it as well. Rear doors, they need real little electric poppers. I've got a real cool thing that I'm going to attempt to make work with them, but it means that I don't have to have the handles cut out, which I have actually cut the handles out of it, and then I've had the fiberglass and back up because I changed my mind, like I always fucking do, and just created more work for myself. But the body kit has only got to be stable and road legal. It doesn't have to look nice. That comes later. Same with the paintwork. That comes later. We don't have to worry about that yet. Hydro handbrake. I've sort of made a little bit of a hidden one. It kind of works. It kind of doesn't. I need to plumb it in properly. I need to make the proper bracket for it in the tunnel and actually get it working, hopefully like a hidden one. If not, I'll just go back to the OEM look and I won't have a hydro. Simple as that. Wheels, I'm stuck between wheels at the moment. I have a set of BBS reps that are 10J in the rear, 8.5 in the fronts. At the moment, they're on Connor's BMW, on his E46. They're still on that E46, and I need to go and get them back. But I've got some rotor grid off-roads on the front at the moment. I really like the way they look with the body kit. And with the adapters, I can run standard length arms, because it's got extended arms on it at the moment. I can run standard length ones and they fit in the body kit nicely. I really like the way they look. Being 16s, they also fit the E30s perfectly. They don't rub on anything. They have no fitment issues. But that brings me to my dilemma of fitting something to the back of the car. What do I fit on the rear? I might have to have some custom ones made. That might not work well, whatever. So I might just run the ones I know fit and work and then sort the wheels out later. Again, it's looks. Doesn't need to look good, just need to make it there and run the strip. And then the suspension. Front suspension, we've got HSD monopros. The problem is the spring rate is way too hard. Massively too hard for that car, so we need to get softer springs on the front so that it works well and it's comfortable to drive. And then the rears, I've got true coilovers for the rears. Again, HSD monopros. Problem is they don't fit, so I need to. The bottom mount needs to move over slightly, the top mount needs to move over slightly, and then it will fit. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. At the moment, the suspension that's on it, it sort of works. It's not great. And the springs, not road legal at all. They are cut. Cannot fucking have that. That's a big no-no.